Hi, I'm Bill, and welcome to my second edition of Not Your Crazy Uncle, entitled Politics and Pineapple Pizza. Hey, we're an upstart channel here, so a like and subscribe would go a long way to promoting my videos. Okay, so let's start with a quick quiz. Are you ready? Number 1, does pineapple really belong on a pizza? And number 2, is rap really music? Okay, so time's up. Well, number 1 was a bit of a trick question. I know you've been taught to never leave a question blank, but there's really no correct way to answer this. How so? Well, let's take a look at the definition for pizza from the good people at Merriam-Webster. Pizza is a dish made typically of flattened bread dough spread with a savory mixture, usually including tomatoes and cheese, and often other toppings, and baked. So the only required ingredient for pizza is flattened bread dough. As for what goes on it, tomatoes and cheese are usually present but not required. After that, well, there's really no particular ingredient that does or does not belong on a pizza. So if you say pineapple does belong on a pizza, well, then you're wrong. And if you said it does not belong on a pizza, well, sorry, but you're wrong too. Now you might think number 2 is a stupid question. Well, it is. And it may seem especially so to the younger viewers out there because rap has been around your whole life. But for people in my demographic, we weren't exposed to it until after a great deal of our musical tastes were already formed. It was easy for us to blow off the whole genre as just a fad that was nothing more than people talking to a loud beat. What kind of talent does that take, right? Well, if you take a look at the definition for rap as stated by dictionary.com, so you search through the many definitions of rap, when you get down to number 16, there's a link to rap music, where we see a style of popular music. Right, okay, you know what? We've gone far enough. If you said no, you're wrong. The word music appears right there in the term, let alone the definition. Sort of takes a debate right out of the discussion, doesn't it? Our preferences don't give us the power to redefine what we dislike. If we could have this kind of control over the dictionary, I would certainly redefine beer. Now, if your answer to number 2 is yes, it doesn't mean you're right. If you said something like, rap is more like music than that boring crap my parents listen to, well, then you're no better than the ones who dismissed rap, and you're wrong too. You shouldn't need to validate your tastes by invalidating others. So I'm sure some of you are thinking this is turning into one of those can't we all just get along, touchy-feely type of lectures, but that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not talking about feelings getting hurt. We don't have to love each other. We don't even have to like each other. And we can certainly disagree. It should be common courtesy, though, to respectfully consider what others have to say. And it should be common sense that you have a better chance of selling your own opinion when you respectfully consider theirs. And the pizza analogy should show that both sides of a debate could be wrong when both are presented poorly. For the record, I purposely selected 2 things that I don't like. I really hate pineapple pizza. But here's the important part, and I can't stress this enough. Unless you and I are sharing this pizza, I have no reason in the world to care what toppings you put on yours. Sure, we could have a friendly debate between pepperonis and mushrooms, but how shallow is it to belittle someone over it? Now, I personally don't care for rap either, so I just don't listen to it. You can crank it up to 11 for all I care. If you haven't gotten my point yet, it's this. How are we supposed to have productive discussions about the issues that matter, the ones that impact our lives, when we can't even do it with trivial matters? We shame each other over our choice of pizza toppings, but we're supposed to have a reasonable discussion about gun ownership. We not only ridicule people's taste in music, we completely invalidate their choices. Yet we're somehow supposed to make progress on issues like the economy and the environment. We live in a society where like-minded people team up and either preach to the choir where we high-five each other with approval, or we stand up on the soapbox wagging our index finger while talking down to our opponents. And regardless of the topic, the teams never change uniforms. We're always right, and they're too stupid to see it. Starting with my 4th episode, I'm typically going to discuss one issue per video. I want to discuss it at length, in its own right, regardless of ideology, free of condescension and name-calling. Let's tackle these issues one step at a time, and let's listen to one another. If you don't like what I have to say, then explain to me why you think I'm wrong. We don't always have to agree, but let's at least add a little substance to our debates, and maybe a little civility. We might both learn something. So let's conclude with a quick exit question and see if we've learned anything here. Are you ready? Do raisins belong in cookies? After watching this video, I'm confident that you'll get this one right, because I am not your crazy uncle.